Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Hitmon Mike. Welcome back to the channel. So I have an exciting video for you guys today. We are going to take some time and look at this group submission that we are going to send off. I'm going to ship this out tomorrow morning. If you guys know my where I work or what I do for a living, I am officially on summer break. So I have some time now. Hopefully this means more frequent videos. But yeah, let's get into this video. So I have cards from a few friends, some that are OGs in the hobby, and we got one stack of cards be right here. He is new to the hobby, and I really want him to have like a really good experience grading for the first time. I had told him, well, I'll get into the background for each individual that is giving me the cards to send when I get to their stack. So I forgot how many cards total. Not every single card is gonna make it after we take a look at it. One of the things too also that I'm not gonna take them out of the sleeves. I kind of glanced over them. I asked for each person to take a look at their stuff. But I will likely check for surface later, but right now I'm going to look for centering and any like white spots on the corners or on the edges. We can probably detect some surface damage if possible, but I don't want to spend the time taking it out of the card saver and all that. We'll do that off video, but I'm going to give you guys my predictions on what it would grade. If I feel like for one of my friends, if it's not going to be a high enough grade, I'm going to recommend that they don't send it, but we'll see. I'm going to give a prediction for the grades anyways, and actually you're going to probably like the first few. So let's go over mine. I'm only sending 3 cards for my personal collection. The reason why is because I'm not trying to flip any of these. These are solely going to be for my personal collection, and because right now with PSA backed up, you're not going to get it for like 3 months or so. And the price is higher. It was $15 for a long time, but now it's gone up to 20, but they have a special for 19 for TCGs. So I'm only gonna send 3 from my own. And this was a card that I purchased, I wanna say middle of May or early May. Actually, it was the very beginning of May. I got this Umbreon. Some people call it the Sunbreon, I'm not sure. I'm not going to give it a nickname, but this Umbreon EX, beautiful card. I got this in Japanese. Let's take a look at the centering. It might be a little bit thicker on the top. The sides look pretty good with the centering. The only concern that I had, honestly, aside from like the top bottom centering on the front, was I believe somewhere over here there was like some kind of like, I highly doubt, I don't think it was a dent, but it was something that like, raised the flag for me, but not enough to like not try to send it, especially if I'm only sending 3 of my own cards. I think it's worth a shot to try to go for a 10. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic, and hopefully I'm wrong, but I'm going to give this a PSA 9. I think the back is fine. I think what might get me is the top centering. Let me know if you agree or disagree, but I think it's still close enough to get a 10. I'm not going to use any of those tools, like the measuring tools. I've done this for a while. I feel like I still have the eye to get PSA 10s. Last submission I sent 5 cards and I got 4 10s, so I think I have an eye, and I think this is enough to get a PSA 10, so we're going to go with that. That's actually, I take that back. I think I'll get a PSA 9 on the Umbreon, but the reason why I'm sending it is because it has a chance at a 10. Okay, so I think you guys are gonna like these cards. The second card from my personal collection, and I'm actually surprised I haven't graded this sooner. It is gonna be the Hidden Fates Mewtwo. So as far as GX cards are concerned, I love the bordering of the GX cards. Always liked it. Looked really nice. I always felt like too with the GX cards, because it has a border that goes around, you can really tell when a card is off-centered. I've sent a lot of Sun and Moon era GX cards, And if I looked at the numbers, I'm pretty sure I have like a really high 10 rate. Man, I was like a few years too early with the tag teams, the alternate arts. If you follow me back in Instagram, back in 2022, I created a bunch of tag team alternate arts, including the Latios Latias, the Gengar Mimikyu, the Whale Lord Magikarp. Believe it or not, I bought the Whale Lord Magikarp for like $70 in late 2021, and I got a PSA 10. And I remember I sold it for about $300, but then it was like maybe a month before they started rising in 2022, and the raw price reached close to what I sold for a 10. So yeah, so the tag team not tag team all stars, tag team, great set by the way. The tag team alternate arts I sold way too soon. But with this Mewtwo GX, I bought this from a local card shop about 2 years ago, and for whatever reason I haven't graded it. I don't see any edge wear or corner damage at all. I'm gonna say this is gonna be a slam dunk 10, but we'll see if I'm right or wrong. Next card is a popular Pokemon, and actually this is my favorite card from Hidden Fates from the Shiny Vault. Believe it or not, this is the third time I'm gonna send this to grade. Well, not this specific copy, but I've sent 2 other copies before, and they've gotten 10s every time. And for whatever reason, I just felt the need to sell it. That's one regret that I have. I sold a lot of cards when I really didn't need the money, and I was just so kind of like, you know, I'll be honest, influenced by like, you know, taking profits and all that. But like now that things have settled down for me, like I'm really more into like, you know, just collecting because I enjoy the cards. And man, I regret selling a lot of, not because of the well, it's exactly because of the prices, but because they're so like unattainable for me now. I have that price memory. It's very hard to justify paying a ton of money for cards I bought a long time ago for so cheap. But instead of fretting about it, I'm just gonna move forward and not make those same mistakes. This card, I feel like, you know, it's never gonna stunk out. I mean, how much is this right now? I think probably like 120. I haven't checked actually. But this is going straight to my collection. I'm 2 for 2 getting PSA 10s of the Greninja GX, and I think it's gonna continue to be this way. I feel like it's like a perfect card, maybe a little thicker on the top, but PSA 10 for me. So I think I'll get 2 PSA 10s and 1 PSA 9. The Umbreon probably gave me the 9, but I still think it has a solid chance at a 10. So let's go ahead and stack this here. All right, so let's get to the next stack of cards. Actually, so I'm gonna have to take this out and put it into a card saver and put it into a clear penny sleeve. But this is for a new buddy of mine. He just got into the hobby not that long ago. It's probably like maybe earlier this year or late last year, and super excited that he's collecting. It's, you know, he's had a lot of fun. We've gone to Frankenstein's together and we geeked out about, you know, cards and all that. So really cool dude. Glad he's in the hobby. So this is going to be his first time sending cards in, and I gave him some heads up and some pointers. So let's see what he got us. So it's a funny story because the day that we went to Frankenstein's together, he had texted me about, hey, I bought, you know, are these packs good? And they were Japanese, and he knows that I'm a big Japanese connoisseur. And yeah, I told him, yeah, Heatwave Arena, those are some sick packs. And then he showed me a picture of the prices, and I was like, oh, dude, they were like, I want to say, yeah, I don't want to I don't want to expose him or anything, but he paid more than he should have. And I was like, oh, it's okay, dude, learning experience. But he pulled this sucker. Like, this is like the top hit, unless you want to count the Ho-Ho. But yeah, this card is incredible. It's got Cynthia in the background, like literally in the Elite Four, I would imagine. And Garchomp is the ace. And, you know, I played, you know, Brilliant Diamond a while back when it came out, and I replayed it again this past summer. And yeah, I just remember how difficult Cynthia is. So we're gonna go ahead and take this card out. Okay, so I have a penny sleeve here. So we are gonna examine the card. Okay, so we'll examine the surface since we have it out. Yeah, the front looks clean. The centering looks good. Yeah, I think it has really good centering. As far as the back is concerned, don't really see any surface damage. I think it's going to be a perfect card. Yeah, this is a PSA 10. I will give this a 10 in my prediction. So he'll be happy with this one. All right, so let's go ahead and put this Cynthia and Garchomp in a card saver. Okay, so for anyone that's new to grading, if before you send off, or if you're gonna give it to someone to grade, in case no one's told you, make sure to put it in a clear penny sleeve, and then get what's called card savers. It doesn't have to be card saver 1. It can be from different companies. I know that PSA has a partnership, if I'm not mistaken. Why am I having a hard time doing this? I'm like focused on 2 things at once. I promise this is not damaging the card. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, you want to put it in a card saver. Doesn't have to be this brand, but this is what PSA uses or prefers. Actually, what they require, because it's easier for them to just take the card out and start the grading process. So this is going to get a 10 in my opinion. This is a sick art sleeve from the Charizard Premium Collection. Let's take this out. Oh boy, so it is the Charizard VMAX. I know someone in the comments is going to say, oh my goodness, he's manhandling his cards. I am not, I can assure you. All right, so already I can kind of see the centering issue. So this one's like super thick on the left. So this I can say without a doubt, this is not going to get a 10. Yeah, you can see. And then we have some corner issues here on the top left. That's the thing with these English promos. They're very hard to grade. Off centering and just factory damage. It's part of the reason why I don't like to collect English that much, or at least open English packs, because I swear, like, when you get stuff out of the pack, it's already a PSA 8 quality card. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in a card saver. I will consult with my friend and see if he still wants it. It's it's totally fine. If you want it just to have a slabbed version of your personal pool, or in this case, open the promo, just to have it encapsulated, it was totally fine too. So definitely open to that. I believe this is one of the other Charizard promo cards. And okay, so let's take a look here. This one's so sick. It's kind of a shame that this was a promo and not a card you can pull from Crown Zenith. But it's got the incredible action scene with Charizard versus Mewtwo. Then you got, Tangrowth right over here on the top, kind of just like hoping that he doesn't get burned alive. And then you got poor little Diglett. Duck for cover, dude. You're gonna see some stuff. But anyways, let's take a look at the card itself. Centering, I want to say centering left to right is pretty good. Thicker on the top for sure. I don't think it's egregious at all. And yeah, top left has a little bit of whitening. This has some whitening here. I think this would get a 9. So I would not recommend sending this one, but we'll see. Like I said, people grade for different reasons. I'll just reach out to him, make sure that we're on the same page, and if he still wants to send it or not. All right, next one. This is a pretty cool sleeve. We got the Cerulege and the Armoroad. I'm really surprised that this one, Armoroad, or I'm not even sure if I pronounced it correctly, didn't get more than just that illustration rare from the beginning of the era. I thought it would get a special illustration rare like Cerulege did in Prismatic, but they're both awesome cards and awesome Pokemon, I mean. And yeah, they have some awesome cards too. So let's take a look at the Dragonite V-Star. So this one is from Pokemon Go. I remember this was the most expensive card for a while. And actually, I pulled this myself too in my very first opening of an ETB of opening weekend back, was it July 2022? Oh my goodness, time flies, man. Whew. Yeah, so this card hasn't seen a ton of appreciation, but I still think it does decently in a PSA 10. I don't see any surface damage here. The centering looks good, a little top heavy, but nothing that would scream PSA 9 right off the rip. And this one looks clean. I would say this is gonna get a 10. Hold on, let's take a look. No surface. Yeah, you guys gotta look out for surface damage, guys. Especially like if you're gonna buy stuff online, it's kind of tough to see sometimes. I've had it happen where I buy a card that looks mint, but I missed something because of the lighting, and when I get it in person, there's like a little small dent that you can barely see in the picture, but can't really tell. It's always nice to check out the cards in person, and I think at card shows it's important to take your time when you're examining it. I know you might feel rushed because there's people behind you, or perhaps the seller is impatient. Shame on them if they are. But take your time, make sure there's no surface damage, because that's like the one thing most people overlook when they're trying to get minty cards, especially if they're going to try to grade, because especially PSA, they're very harsh on surface damage. But I think this will get a PSA 10. And hopefully he gets that. All right, so I think there's 2 more cards from this batch. And ooh, it looks like we got the Brilliant Stars Pikachu Full Art V. So let's take a look here. In Japan, this was in the Start Deck 100 promotional decks. And this was supposed to be hard to get, because this wasn't the regular V that they included in some of the decks. But as far as surface damage, I'm not sure what that is. It could be just, maybe, is it flaking from the paint? I don't know. Or from the ink. Centering looks good. Actually, the centering looks perfect. I'm a little worried about that, like, little, looks like a bull, like some sort of blemish. I'm not sure, like right there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, let's take a look at the back. Centering's not bad. The bottom is heavier, but I think PSA is a lot more lenient with the centering on the back, so I don't see that being an issue. Looking at the light, I don't see surface damage. As long as this isn't like some sort of blemish here on the surface, like by Pikachu's chin, I think this should get a PSA 10. Centering is perfect on the front. Yeah. So let's go ahead and sleeve this bad boy up, and into the card saver you go. It's a beautiful card, very pretty. I like the background. Regular full art cards are kind of underappreciated. I think Sword and Shield era did them best. Scarlet and Violet has a lot of great things going for it. I don't think they did their regular full arts that great, but Sword and Shield, their regular full arts are awesome. I think these will be looked fondly in the future. All right, last card for our new friend in the hobby. Actually, let me go ahead and pull it from this side. Actually, let's redo this. We got a Radiant Greninja. Okay, so let's take a look. So we love Greninja here on the channel. Definitely one of my favorite. I would rank Greninja in my top 5, genuinely. Such a beautiful card. I have like 3 or 4 different versions of this in Japan, and it came out in V-Star Universe. It came out in, what was it, Battle Region. I think it came out again in some other set. I could be wrong though. Yeah, the Radiant cards are really nice, but they were just way too common. So the centering's a little thinner on the top than the bottom. Yeah, with the lower value cards, it's really PSA 10 or bust. I might oh, is there something right here? I'm gonna kind of point at it. Yeah, you know what? I think there's something there. I'm gonna recommend that we don't send it. If it is really an indent or an impression on the surface of the card, this would get an automatic 6. And you would think with, you know, PSA grading standards, I think there's more pressure on the lower value cards than there is on the higher value cards, because the margin for error, if you're trying to like make a profit, you have to get the 10. It's like a must. With vintage, most of the time, I think PSA 8 prices are in line with near mint prices. So like if you get a 9 in vintage, most cases, you should do fine. But not the case with modern. Modern, you gotta hit 10s, especially with the lower end stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend this one ultimately, but like I said, I'm gonna consult with my friend and see what he wants to do. All right, so we are going to get to the next stack. Yeah, appreciate you guys sticking with me this whole time. Been looking forward to this video. Oof, looks, need to fix that here. There we go. It's kind of hard to do this, like trying to focus on the camera as well, but let me just focus on this real quick. There we go. People probably think I'm like some sort of amateur. I promise you, I have a good history of gem rates, guys. Okay, so these are some cards that this friend, actually, I'll shout him out, Lex the Catcher. Dude is putting out awesome content on TikTok and Instagram. If you need some good laughs, Lex is my guy for that. You need to follow him, guys. Do yourself a favor. I'll put his handle on the screen. But with these cards, he wanted me to just take a look and see if they're gradable, in my opinion. So with this one, I could already see there's a top left white mark there. And with this friend, I really feel bad because I feel like he's had a not so great experience with grading. He's got more 9s than he probably should have. I feel partly responsible for that. I really hope that he gets some more 10s this time around. And with that said, I would probably not recommend grading this if you're watching this, man. But this is a beautiful card, and yeah, I think it would get a 9 just based on that like corner right there. So gonna go ahead and put this down over here. Next card in his stack is the Cynthia's Garchomp, the gold. I love this. It's a really nice card. So I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised actually. Gold cards, they're super hard to pull, but like they're just not in. It's all about the illustration rares, the art rares, alternate arts. But maybe there'll be a time where golds pick up because they are a lot harder to pull. Let's see here. Centering is thinner on top. The left to right seems fine. I don't see any whitening. I think this is probably a 9 because of the centering, but I think it does have a chance at a 10, but I would put my money on this getting a 9. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, next card is, what do you know? Another Cynthia's Garchomp. So this is our third one technically of this submission, potentially at least. Let's go back to the front. Centering is a lot better on this one. And I don't see any corner damage or any edge wear. Is it? I'll have to take this out. You see that right there on the top? I'll have to take it out and see if it's just like a little speck of dust. But if not, I think this can get a 10. All right. Last from the not so sure pile for our friend is the Relicanth. So it's not a popular Pokemon, but it's funny that you need this Pokemon to access the Regis in Gen 3, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I know it's not a popular Pokemon, but any illustration rare is a grading play. I do think though the centering is thicker on the left than the right. Let's see here at the back, the centering looks fine. I don't see any edge wear or any corner damage. So it all depends. I would give this a 9, just to play it safe. It's cool. It's got Shelder. It looks like it's got like Finian or Luminian. Tortuga. Yeah, this is Luminian. And Huntail. So really cool card. Let's take a look at the cards he definitely wants to grade. And we are gonna look at, ooh, man. I swear, like I know Charlotte Fable, actually it's a very playable set. So competitors like Shrouded Fable, but for collectors, not the most ideal set. There's the Persian, there's the Houndoom. But these promos from the boxes are incredible, like the Greninja. But we have the Kingdra here. Centering looks pretty solid, a little thicker on the top, but it does. I don't think that would prevent a 10 necessarily. Back here, the centering is definitely thicker on top, but again, PSA is more lenient. I think that's a speck of dust. So I think, ooh, hold on. There is a hint of a white mark here on the top left. And I don't think that's a speck of dust. Because of that, I'm gonna have to say a PSA 9, but I really hope I'm wrong. Okay, next we have, ooh, I was here when he pulled this. This is from, I wanna say February. We had a box opening night with another close friend of ours, and it was so much fun just being kids for a couple hours on a work night, middle of the week, and we got to open some packs. I think the centering's a little slightly thicker on the right than the left. I could be wrong, of course. Maybe I'm blind. Let me know what you think. But I think, yeah, centering on top is a little thicker. I still think this will gem. There's no surface damage or any corner dings or edge wear. I'm willing to bet this will get a 10. All right. Next, we have the Swinub. Swinub, I'm not too sure, but a very cute Pokemon. No, there was that meme going around about the, what was it, the Sneasel, the little group of Sneasel just like up in the treetops, just like waiting to like just pounce on the Swinub. Pretty sad. Hopefully Mamoswine came to the rescue. But yeah, another illustration rare. Centering is slightly thicker on the right than the left, but otherwise the centering looks pretty good actually. And I don't think that's, is that white, a white mark there? I'm afraid it is. So I think I would also give this a 9. All right, here we go. We got the Arven, pretty competitive card. I know the regular one, the uncommon trainer, is worth a couple bucks, or at least it was. Centering looks good actually, really good. Maybe thinner on the top, but no, it looks good. And I think we don't have any edge wear. I think this will 10. I think this will get a PSA 10. All right. Next, we have the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX. So I know Ogerpon isn't the most popular Pokemon, especially with like the adults, but you know, after playing the game, the DLC, and then just reading more about the story, I actually kind of like Ogerpon. I'm glad that Ogerpon was able to redeem itself. And yeah, so I don't think that's corner wear. I think it's a pretty clean card. I'm gonna say it gets a 10. Okay, 2 more cards from his stack. Ooh, we got Prismatic Evolutions Jolteon EX Surprise Box Promo. These are pretty cool. I'm a sucker for stamps. Yeah, I think the centering is solid. I didn't see any surface wear on the back. I don't see any whitening. I think this will also get a 10. And then the last card from this stack is the Enzoroark. Awesome card. Yeah, centering is pretty solid here. On the back, I don't see any issues. No, I don't think that's a white, no white mark there. I think there's the tiniest of speck there, but I'm brave enough, maybe foolish enough, to think this will get a 10. What do you think, chat? Let me know in the comments. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this sneaks by for a 10. All right, so I'm gonna say I saved this stack for last because it's got some goodies. I think you guys are gonna like it. I'm gonna take it off screen, and I want to save some of the bangers. Man, I'm looking at it right now, and these are good, guys. These are good. So we'll start off with the it's a good card, but I would say the less stellar of this stack. So this is for the homie to the PC. You should follow him on Instagram. Great member of our hobby. Really good friend of mine. And yeah, no, he's always looking out for me with like drops and, you know, product that becomes available, wanting to meet up, do trades. We buy each other stuff. Couldn't get more solid of a friend than him. Appreciate you, man. But let's get into the cards. So he is going to send the Cynthia's Ambition. He has a really good eye for grading. I'm going to trust his vision here. I'm not going to go too thoroughly into it, but the centering looks good. There's no edge wear. Yeah, no, looks good. I'm going to give this a 10. I'll say it's a 10. Okay, next card we have the Umbreon VMAX. I have this in Japanese, but I never had it in English. Still a banger. Karen's an underrated trainer, and everything checks out, guys. The center on the back is thicker, but again, PSA is more lenient back there. Looks good on the front. I'm gonna say this is a 10. All right, next one is the Gardevoir EX. Beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous card. Even Whooper agrees. And yeah, I feel like this card is undervalued right now. I'm gonna kind of see if I could move this to more in the middle. That's better. And yeah, I don't see any issues here. Maybe on the, no, well, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but I can see with my naked eye. There's like a tiny white dot, but I don't think it's anything that will prevent it from getting a 10. You never know. I think this has the risk of being a 9. And just on that, going straight 10s across, I'm going to say this gets a 9. But I acknowledge the strong possibility of a 10. Sorry, man. All right, next card. Let's see. It has a white ding on the corner here on the back. It's got a little bit, yeah, some iffiness here on the bottom left corner, and that is the Lacey. I might recommend that he doesn't send this card after all, but we'll see what he wants to do. I don't think this will 10. I think this will get a 9 because of the corners on the back. Even the top right looks like it has something. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 9. All right, let's see if we can redeem ourselves with a 10. What happened here? Let's see. Oh, we got the Jigglypuff and the Mega Lopunny. So I saw something about Mega Lopunny's like the only, that and Sableye are the only Megas to have an appearance in an alternate art for Sun and Moon Art. The centering in the front looks awesome. Actually, the bottom's a little thicker. And actually, no, the card actually looks good. Yeah, the card looks good. Yeah, I don't see anything. Just the front. I think the centering's a little off, but I've graded PSA 10s with GX cards that were similar to this. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this gets a 9. I'm sorry, man. I gotta be a little bit more safe because I feel like they have gotten a little stricter. But man, this is an awesome card. Even a 9, you're still gonna profit if you plan on selling it. But if it were me, I think it would get a 9. Next up, okay, saving the best for last, in my opinion. This card, the top, it could be a little edge wear, but let's see. Something might be there on the bottom right, bottom left. There's definitely something there. Oh, I thought I put this on the bottom. I meant to put this on the yeah, I meant to put this on the very bottom, but we have ourselves the Bianca. I want to say it's from Boundaries Crossed. I forgot the set, but definitely in black and white. The first time we have full arts and full art trainers. And yeah, this card is awesome. I know that he got a good price on this when he bought it raw. And I think this is gonna get, ooh, it's very thick on the top, I will say that. But I think this will get a 9. Chance at an 8, but I'm gonna go with a 9 here. And then let's see what I put for the bottom. And it's the Sylveon. Nothing to sneeze at. Very good card still. And I think the centering is pretty solid here. And yeah, I don't see any issues. I think this will be a slam dunk 10. Let me slide that over. But yeah, guys. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you feel like I'm like way off with certain cards. I would love to hear your opinions. Of course, I'm gonna have some people that are gonna like criticize, and that's okay. You know, feel free to do that too. That don't know what I'm doing. It's cool. It's cool. I can show you my grading history. I have a pretty good track record. Don't bother me too much. But this was a fun video, guys. I hope to do this more often. I will get in touch with the people that I am handling these cards for, let them know my recommendations, and then it's gonna be very fun when we get these back in about 3 months to see how accurate I was. And we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna definitely film that video, and I'm not gonna hide anything. This video will stay up, and you guys can roast me if I'm like totally off. But anyways, guys, thank you for joining me for today. Really appreciate it. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. It goes a long way in getting this out to more people. One, of course, goal of this channel is to connect with more people in the hobby. And follow me on Instagram too, with the same YouTube name, same handle, Hitmon_Mike. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace. All right. So actually, we have one more stack. I literally had this box with my other friends' cards literally next to me, and I forgot to put them in the stack as well. So let's go over these. So we're not quite done yet. All right. So this is what the homie Brenny, you can follow him at Brennysaurus Rex on Instagram. Been an awesome homie over the years. No need to get mushy. He knows how I feel about him. But he's given me the opportunity to also grade his cards. So this is going to be a really nice addition to the submission. I didn't try to rhyme there. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look. We have a Pokemon Center Stamp promo of the Koraidon from Scarlet and Violet base. We got the Scarlet ETB, of course. And really like this alternate art, or illustration rare rather. And I like Koraidon. I really liked them as a legendary. Thought it was pretty cool. I will say though, there is a little bit of a corner ding on the top, both corners. And unfortunately, I think this would get a 9. Let's take a look at the next one. It is the Snorlax Pokemon Center Stamp promo. I know this was doing well for a while. I haven't double checked. Centering looks pretty solid on the front. Well, it's thicker on the top. I do think it has a chance at a 10, but I'm willing to wager that actually the back is perfect. Centering, sticker on the left, sorry. I'm gonna give this a 9. I'm sorry, Brainy. Next we have, we got some heat here. All right, we got the Big Man Blastoise. Cue up that song. I like that song, by the way. So we got the 25th anniversary. I love the way the Japanese Pokemon company just does it better, guys. I'm sorry. Come at me in the comments. They do so many things better than the international side for Pokemon cards. Remember, we are the Pokemon Company International. I know it's kind of like non-US centric to say, but it's the truth. You know, Pokemon is a Japanese company, and so the US market, along with Australia, all over Europe and elsewhere in the world, we make up the international part of the company. So we have the Japanese 25th anniversary Blastoise. Came in those single promo packs that were very easy to like search. So it was very dangerous buying the packs. You were just better off just paying the premium to get the card you want. Looks great in the front. Love the foiling and the texture there. The back, there is a white dot on the top. Ugh, I hate that. Well, from that angle, yeah. With that, I think it would have to get a 9. I have to be brutally honest. Next, we have, this is the Rainbow Lugia. And I believe I gave this to him. So it's pretty cool to see this come back to me. And that's not, I think that's like some lint there. So assuming that's lint, not lint, sorry. I think this will get a 10. From what I remember, the surface was really good when I had this. Centering is good. I think this will get a 10. Next up, ooh, we got some vintage. Hello. We got some unlimited base set. We got the OG Stoice. Really happy to see this card in my possession. And it's got a little bit of something here on the top left, but knowing how they are with vintage, I'm going to say this gets an 8. It's really hard to get a 9 and a 10 in vintage, and I don't think it's my friend's fault. I just think PSA is just extra tough with vintage raw. And last two cards, we got the Charmander promo with the Pokemon Center stamp. Looking, he's trying to get the Pidgey. I love this card so much. And dang, again, it has that white mark on the bottom left corner. This will get a 9 in my opinion. And then the Pokemon Center stamp Paldea Evolved promo. And I love this card too. And I think this might legitimately have a chance to 10. Unless that's corner damage. Kind of hard to see. But I'm going to give this a 10. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so now, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Sorry, Bernie, I almost left you out of the video. But anyways, guys, catch you guys on the next one. Peace.